Check 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. All right, I believe we're live. Fantastic. Okay, we've got it going. I'm waiting for my chat. You guys are gonna come on in. I'm looking at you. Okay, I'm looking at you. I'm waiting for you. Let's go. All right. And we are live. Let's go. I'm so excited. It's good to see everybody. I hope we're having the most incredible, amazing day. We're going to wait a few moments, make sure that everybody gets in. Welcome to the live. I'm using a brand new platform today. I'm really excited. So just get everybody in. And as you come into the chat, make sure you say hi to me. I want to know you. I want to see you. I want to make sure that you're getting what you need. And then in a few moments, we'll jump in. All righty? So welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm so excited. Let's go. Hey, okay, I see you. Make sure that you introduce yourself. Is this Juliet? Hey, it's good to see you. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, and make sure, just introduce yourselves. I want to know where you're calling from, what's going on. I know that some of you are watching this as a replay. Some of you are just hopping on, but definitely introduce yourself, say your name, where you're calling from, what you're what you're tuning in for. We're going to jump in really, really soon. I'm so excited to see you guys. Let me just double check here. Yeah. Fantastic. Okay. So, okay, I see Juliet. Let's win. All right. Wonderful. And in a moment, we're going to jump all the way in. It's only 2:31. So I'm just, we're hanging out. Hi there. But we're starting right on time. I know some people are coming in, finding their links, jumping in. But welcome. I'm just so glad you guys are here. I'm so glad that we're able to do this together. This is so life-giving for me. And I feel like this particular workshop is going to be such an eye-opener, I'm waiting for all of the ahas. This is full disclosure, this is my first time streaming here on YouTube instead of on a regular Zoom meeting. So, this is new, but it's also really exciting. And I'm glad you guys are here. Whew. All right, we're going to wait a couple more minutes, just a little bit, just to make sure we're feeling good and we've got everything going. So what am I going to do? What should I do? I'm going to play some music while we wait. There we go. Let's, that's a little bit too chill, isn't it? You got any requests? I'll take requests. It's actually kind of nice. Oh, my friends came out with an album. I was there for it. It's called I Will Say Yes. It's my family music. These are my people. Can you hear it? It's really great. And as you come in, make sure you say hi. And you guys can let me know, can you hear me okay? Does it sound balanced? All of these minds. We're going to wait one more minute, and then we're going to jump in. Father and child, I built an altar for the King all of my life in to you these precious gifts, the ones you've given. Calling from Florida, excited. Okay, I see you. Let's go. I will say yes. Excited to learn about finding the right song for my voice. So you will. I remember this song, by the way. This song messed me up because I was there at the recording. If you watch a music video, you're just gonna see me. All right. Listen, I think we're good to go. All right. So I'm really excited you guys are here. We're going to jump right in. And so, hey, everyone, welcome. And I'm so glad you're here for Own the Song. Okay? If you've ever felt that frustrating tug of war with a song where you love it, you want to sing it, but it just doesn't feel quite right in your voice, then you are absolutely in the right place, okay? And choosing the right song can feel like trying to find a key that, unlocks your voice. And sometimes, if we're being honest, it feels more like you're trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, right? So what we're going to do as we're going through this, I want you to talk to me. I want you to ask questions. I want you to put it in the chat. Even if there's not a lot of people in the chat right now, it might jump up later. And that just means you get to participate more. Okay. And then if you are watching this on replay, please make sure you put your comments in. Welcome to those that are trying out the VEA for the first time. Woo! I'm so glad you're here. You're going to learn so much. You're going to grow so much. I'm here for you. Okay. So here's a truth bomb. I've seen this play out countless times. Most people pick songs based on how they felt hearing them, okay? Not how they sound singing them. That's why we fall in love with songs we can't quite carry. Am I talking to someone? Yeah, is this making sense? I want you to think about it. We hear a song, and it hits us really emotionally, like it brings back a memory, and we instantly think, I have to sing that, right? But then you get into the practice room and it's a fight. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to transform that. We're going to move you from fighting with songs to truly owning them. Okay? Oh, I'm so glad you're in the chat. Welcome. Okay. By the end of our time together, you'll have a completely new approach to song selection. All right. So there's not going to be any more guesswork. We're just going to focus on genuine connection. You're going to discover songs that not only fit your voice, but truly tell your story. So I want to just get a quick read on the room. All right. And I want to thank everyone who's in this chat. We're coming in. In one word, how do you feel when it's time to pick a new song? Okay? How does it feel? Like when you're trying to feel, maybe you're excited, maybe you're nervous, maybe you're hopeful. How does it feel when it's time to pick a new song? When you're trying to find the one song that's going to work. Maybe you are getting ready for a worship rehearsal. Maybe you're going to do a gig and you're trying to find that matching song. Okay, let me know how that feels in the chat. Okay, fantastic. And as it comes on, all right, I want you to keep the responses coming. We're going to tackle a lot of the feelings today. Okay, we're going to tackle all of those insecurities. We're going to go after it. I'm so excited. Are y'all ready? Okay, let's dive in. So, all right, so we're going to dive into the heart of Own the Song. Oh, and 1 second here. I realize I'm not sharing. There we go. Boom. All right. So this is about finding the sweet spot. Adventurous. Oh, that was a good one. All right. If you're feeling adventurous, good. This should feel like an adventure. This is about finding a sweet spot where a song doesn't, just sound good. It feels right. All right. So I want you to think about it. Have you ever been obsessed with a song, right? So you know every lyric, you've listened to it 1,000 times, and you decide, this is my song, right? But then once you stand in front of the mic, once you practice, it just doesn't quite sit right. and it feels like you're pushing, like you're forcing something that isn't quite there, or maybe you feel like you're faking the emotion. You're trying to replicate what you heard on the track, right? So why does that happen? So here's the truth, okay? And I said this earlier, but I feel like I need to say this again. Okay, most people pick songs based on how they felt when they heard them, and not how they sound singing them. And that's why we fall in love with these kinds of songs. Okay, we get this powerful memory, and we instantly think this is it. But that emotional connection, it's overshadowed by the practical reality of whether the song truly aligns with your unique voice and your artistry. And that's where that frustration, the struggle, the feeling of fighting with the song comes from. Okay. Um, by the end of our time together, we're going to have like a completely fresh approach to song selection. So, and we're going to replace that guesswork with genuine connection and frustration over freedom over frustration. Okay. So I'm going to help you find songs that not only fit your voice like a glove, but truly tell your authentic story your way. Okay. I kind of had like two intros for you because I just really want you to catch what I'm putting down here. But we're going to jump in. I'm going to just check one thing here. I want to make sure that I can see all of my live chats. Fantastic. I see you. Let's do it. Okay. So you've chosen a song and you're working on it. And maybe you even like it. But if it feels like a battle, okay, if it feels like you're constantly pushing or forcing, there's a reason. Okay. And here's a big aha moment. I want you to sit with this. Okay. Your song shouldn't be like a measuring stick. It should be a mirror. So what do I mean by that? I want you to think about this. How many of us pick a song because our favorite artist sings it perfectly, or it's a huge hit and we instantly think, I have to conquer that song to prove I'm a good singer? Ah, okay. Like we treat it like it's like some vocal Olympic event, or it becomes like a test or a challenge to prove your worth. All right. Because we deal with that, right? As singers, we deal a little with imposter syndrome. And when you treat a song like a test, you're almost guaranteed to feel insecure because you're constantly comparing yourself to someone else's perfection. Huh? But here's the shift. If you're truly owning a song, all right, that's one that it's a song that's a perfect fit for you. It's not about proving anything. It's about reflection. It reflects you back. It's honesty, okay? It shows off your unique voice, your authentic story, your specific strengths. It amplifies who you already are as an artist, right? Instead of forcing you to become someone else. And when a song is a mirror, it feels natural. It feels effortless. It feels personal. So when we talk about finding that perfect fit, we're not just like looking for a song you can sing, because you can sing anything. All right. But what we're looking for is a song that aligns with you so deeply that it almost feels like it was written for you. And when you find that, it just feels easy, right? It feels right. There's a thing that we say a lot of times with Terry in Terry Michael Studios, and we say, sing it like you wrote it. All right. Sing it like you wrote this song. And that way you can tell this story, you can be authentic, and people will believe you. I want you to understand this. When it comes to singing, people will forgive you as long as they believe you. And a lot of times, if you don't know how to really like bring a song or make a song yours or own it, people don't believe you. And that's what what that means. It means even if you do it perfectly, it doesn't matter because people won't believe you anyway. Oh, all right. So let's keep it going. So I want to talk about the perfect fit and what this true match and what we're actually looking for. Okay. So we're going to jump right in. It kind of boils down to aligning with four key elements. So first, there's emotional resonance. Now, with emotional resonance, this is kind of like a place where a lot of singers get stuck because they think, if I haven't lived this exact experience, I can't sing the song, right? So the idea is you want to be able to connect emotionally with the song. Let me tell you something, and I'll probably reiterate this a few times. It doesn't mean you need to be emotional when you're singing the song, right? Because we have a job. Our job as singers are to be storytellers, okay? We tell the story. And so if you're too busy snotting and crying because you're so emotionally tore up, you're not actually doing a really good job telling this. Mm. I like this. I'm going to take a pause. I like this comment. I'm a writer too, but I like this idea. Like Luther Vandross owned every song he sang after he sang it. That was his song now. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. The song belongs to you. And if you're trying to like compare it and try to make it sound like the other person, just let the other person sing it in that case, because you're never going to sing it better than the person who sang it originally if you're trying to sing it like the person that sang it originally. Does that make sense? We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. Thank you. Keep the comments rolling in. I promise you I'll read them. I'm so excited, y'all. Okay. So anyway, so emotional resonance. Um, the flip side of this is you don't have to have lived this particular thing in order for you to sing it. Okay. Like this is my take, my one of my like Terry isms. You ought to sing it like you wrote it, and what that means is it doesn't mean you have to have a direct one-to-one emotional connection to every single lyric's exact storyline. For example, like if you've never been married, can you really sing a song about divorce with conviction? The answer is absolutely you can. You might not connect with divorce itself, but you can absolutely tap into the feeling of separating from a painful situation, or the ache of ending a friendship that was once incredibly tender to you. Yes, you can do that. But if you're trying to like lean into divorce, like if you're now you're playing a part, you're not being authentic. People can see it because you can tell when people are being fake, right? Singing is storytelling. That's what we are. So let's think of a couple of quick examples. Like for example, like you don't need to be a grizzled cowboy to sing a classic country ballad about loneliness, right? You just need to understand the feeling of isolation and then sing into that. You don't have to literally be on top of the world to perform a pop anthem. You can draw on a personal moment of overcoming a challenge, achieving a small victory. You can relate to that, okay? Because even when people are listening to songs, you're not always singing exactly their situation, but they can relate to it. They can relate to something. They can pull something from it. That's the power of storytelling. Even with a song like a crazy song like Bohemian Rhapsody, and it's famously complex. You find universal emotions: desperation, questioning, longing for escape. You can connect with that. Emotional resonance, it's not about being emotionally disqualified. It's about finding your authentic pathway into the song's core feeling. You feel me? It's like finding that universal human experience within the specific story. And when you do that, you're not faking it. Okay? You're actually tapping in and telling the story from a unique perspective. And on that note, again, like I said, you don't want to be so emotionally overcome that we don't serve the song by telling the story clearly first. Okay? Your job is to bring that emotion and not to be drowned by it. You have to connect, but then having the control to convey that connection to your audience. Someone wrote here, I struggle with this because I feel like the only thing that makes the song sound different is my voice. Um, I'm not great with changing the arrangement. Well, that's real. And it doesn't necessarily mean you have to change the full arrangement. Sometimes your tone and your quality is enough, you know? But a lot of times we deal with that imposter syndrome and we don't think we're enough. We don't think what we have is enough. And one thing, and I'll just tell you this, and I'm gonna tell this again. Um, and if you're in the VEA, there is a course called Sing It Like You Wrote It. Take that course because it's going to dive into how to really take this and make it your own without having to like have a full brand new arrangement. There's a lot of little things that you can do that can really change a song around. I'm loving this. I'm loving it. Keep it coming. Keep them flowing in. You hear me? Okay. Because I got you. I got you. All right, so let's talk about your tone. Actually, that gets me right to the next part. Your tone. So your voice has a sound. It has a color. It has a texture. It's a vocal fingerprint, right? So some songs let that fingerprint shine, and others ask you to smudge it just to fit in. So it's not just about having a good or bad voice, right? It's about finding material that lets your specific vocal beauty shine, okay? Because like so for example, if you are a you know, I'll use this, and I think I'll probably use this in the next slide too. But like, there was a person. I was at a little like a vocal training with a few people, and this person, he had like this really deep voice, and every time he tried to sing a song, he was singing high and stuff like that. And me and the other vocal coach, we kind of looked at each other, and we both looked at him and was like, "Ain't no sunshine, sing that." And he's like, "Oh, I don't really sing that song." He's like, "We'll sing it anyway." So he gets on and he starts singing "Ain't No Sunshine," right? And he's low now. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she goes away. And all of us are like, "Oh, why?" Because it fit his tone. You know, he had this rich, deep, vibrant, great, but the songs he were picking, they weren't matching its texture. You have a tonal quality. If your voice is husky low, embrace that. If it's high and it rings, embrace that. Don't hide what you've got. What you've got is important. Okay. So let's talk about your genre comfort. And I want you to be honest with yourself. Not every style feels like home, right? So you might love gospel, but that doesn't mean your voice knows what to do with it yet. Okay? Or maybe pop is fun to sing along to, but your phrasing lives in jazz. That matters, because when you're at home in your genre, your instincts turn on and you stop second guessing every note. All right. So genre is important when you're picking a song. Now, for me, I'm a worship leader. My genre is always going to be worship, but I have a lot of soulfulness. I've a gospel background. So even though I sing a lot of songs in Spanish and a lot of CCM, things like that, my personality comes through. Okay, so when I sing, and we'll go into more, but like, you know, you could go, "I'm no longer a slave to fear," right? But for me, "I'm no longer a slave to fear," right? That's me. That's my tone. That's my genre. So even when I'm singing it, I'm still true to me. Make sense? Okay, so keep that in mind. Um, and finally, let's talk about your technical sweet spot. Now, this is where the practical side comes in. This is why you connect with Terry Michaels. This is why you get a vocal coach if you need it, all the things. But does this song let you showcase your vocal abilities without constant struggle? Okay. We're not talking, this isn't about avoiding challenges, okay? Because growth happens in the stretch, but it's about finding a foundation where your voice can breathe, where you're not constantly pushing or straining to hit notes or navigate complex runs. Someone wrote, "Wait, Spanish gospel? Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. My church is Spanish." I don't even speak the language, but I worship in Spanish. I sure do. Um, um, right. So you want to kind of find where your voice can breathe, where you're not constantly pushing or straining to hit notes or navigate complex runs, right? I'm gonna say like this: if every practice session feels like an uphill battle, that's a sign. Okay, like if everything you're like and everything and like you're exhausted by just doing the basics, like that's a sign like this song isn't, at least the way it's going, it's not a good match for you right now. Make sense? So anyway, um when a song checks all four of these boxes, that's when it moves from just a song to my song, right? It's not just something you sing, it's something that you carry, and people feel that. Okay, so I want you to let's do a quick check-in really quick. Out of these four keys, all right, emotional resonance, vocal tone, genre comfort, or technical sweet spot, which one do you think is the hardest for you to find in a song right now? Could you just type that answer in the chat for me? Let me know. I want to see some of these as we go along. you know I'm trying to stay on top of this chat. I hope you're having fun. I hope you're learning. We're just starting, y'all. We're just getting started. I have so much to give you, but I want to make sure I'm walking with you. We're right on there. So what is it? What's the part that's just like, oh, this one's tricky, or This one is the one I struggle with. Throw that in the chat. And yeah. And if you're watching right now and you're not sure, just get in there. This is your course. This is for you. Okay. All right. Let's keep it moving. Okay. This is gonna help you so much. All right. So we've talked about finding that perfect fit, and the song that really aligns with your emotional truth, your unique vocal tone, your genre comfort zone, your technical sweet spot. Ooh, we've got some few things. All right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking here. It's cool because all right, hold on 1 second. I can sing and even deliver dialogue in a few other languages and pronounce without fully understanding what I'm saying. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, there's nothing like singing in a different language. I love it personally. Okay, let me keep it moving. Because I have so much to show you. Okay. Um, Here's the thing. Sometimes even if you nail all four, we still try to force a song that just isn't meant for us. Mm-hmm. So this brings us to a principle I call the goldfish versus the tree principle. So imagine a goldfish, right? Boom, there's a goldfish. All right. And now picture telling that goldfish, hey, get up that tree. Huh? Try harder. Climb to the top. Right? That goldfish can try and try, flop and flop, swim as fast as it can, but it's just not built for climbing. And no amount of effort, no amount of trying harder will change the fact that it's a goldfish and trees are not its environment. Okay? It's frustrating, right? And ultimately, it's impossible. Now, imagine a monkey. Climbing a tree is what a monkey does. It's effortless for them. It's what they're designed for. They swing, they jump, they climb with natural joy and power. Sometimes in singing, trying harder isn't the answer. Okay. If you are a goldfish trying to climb a tree, no amount of vocal technique, no amount of sheer willpower will make that song feel truly right. Okay. And you'll always be fighting against your natural design, and it's exhausting, and it keeps you stuck in a cycle of frustration. Okay. The point here isn't to say, like, don't challenge yourself. I get that. It's to understand that sometimes the struggle isn't about your lack of effort. It's about a fundamental mismatch between your unique voice and the demands of the song. Okay? When you choose songs that let your voice be a monkey in a tree, like songs it's naturally built to soar with, that's when your effort becomes effective. Right? That's when your singing becomes effortless and powerful and really joyful. Don't fight against your natural voice. All right. Find songs that are going to showcase it and let it soar. You don't have to sing the song super duper high just because it's a high song if that doesn't match your voice. Bring it to a place where you can actually show it. And if the song isn't working for you, it's okay. If you're doing all the things, like, hey, it's okay to be like, maybe this isn't a song for me. I love it, but it's not really working. Because here's the reality. You can always kind of force it to make it work, but then, like, what's the point? I tell people all the time when it comes to, like, I don't want to do it if I'm not having fun. Okay? If I can't really translate this fun, and sometimes even if it's not a song I truly, truly am in love with, if I can't find some kind of connection or some kind of way to really make this mine, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it because I'm faking it. And that's like me doing this vocal lesson just because I'm supposed to do the vocal lesson and not loving what I do. Like, if I don't love it, I don't want to do it. Okay? Especially when it comes to singing. I'm seeing, all right, I'm checking some things here. Let's see. Yep, goldfish try. Yep, technicality is a problem, is the biggest challenge. Well, good. You're in the VEA. You belong here because you're going to learn all that technical stuff. And make sure you check out that transformation pack that you have, that starter pack there, because that's going to help you with technique right off the bat. And then the emotional, that's so true. All right. Some people struggle with that emotional a lot because you're trying to find a connection. Some of us aren't even really emotional people, and that's cool. We feel like we have to be super, we don't. We just need to be able to understand and translate that, because that's humanity. That's soul. And people are drawn to honesty and authenticity. Okay? We learning, we growing. Let's keep it going. Okay. So we've got our 4 keys. to a true song match. But how do you kind of like quickly assess a song? How do you know if it's a good fit for you? Like right here and right now. Like I don't have 45 minutes to like sit and wait on a song to see if it's good. Like so I have like this tool and I like to call it like my 10-second song fit scan. Um Here's the truth. If it's not a fit, it's a fight. Okay? And who wants to fight with their art? So, this is your personal like gut check, right? Your body, your voice, your intuition. All right? They often know before your brain does when something isn't quite right. Okay? So, here's how it works. When you're considering like a new song or even revisiting one you've been struggling with, I want you to ask these 4 rapid fire questions. Ready? And don't overthink it. Just feel the initial response. Okay? You see this? Look at this. Look at this list. Look at this list. Okay. All right. So number 1, do I struggle with breath control in this song? Okay. So are you constantly running out of air or feeling like you can't sustain phrases? Okay. This is what's it called? So it's coming back up again. It's an old school song. But A. Marie came out this one song. It's this one thing that's got me rocking. It's this one thing that I did. It's this one thing I do. Like, and some people they loved that song when it came out, and then they tried to sing it and they were dying because they couldn't because it's so much breath. Uh-huh. I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. That's a good one. That's another one to kind of think about. Thank you so much for the participation too. I appreciate you getting on. I'm going to do my best to respond to most of these as I can in real time. But yeah, am I constantly running out of air? If you can't breathe, you're gonna be frustrated. All right. Is anything in my body tightening? Okay. Am I tense anywhere when I sing? I want you, when you sing a song, like, and even right now, you can just try a song. Try a song that you're thinking about. Check your jaw, check your neck, check your shoulders, even your tongue. Does your body tighten up? Okay. Do I feel like I'm acting instead of living the emotion? All right. Are you performing the idea of a feeling rather than truly feeling it? Mm, that's important. Again, you don't have to be overcome with emotion, but you need to be able to connect enough so that you can be honest, that you can show and share that. Do I dread performing it even if I like it? That like in your head might be fighting a deep internal dread from your body, right? It's like if I really like this song, but like I don't know, or like if you see this coming up and you're like, okay, here we go. If you answered yes to any of these, even just one, that's a clear signal. And it's not necessarily a definitive no on the song forever, but it's a big flashing yellow light saying investigate further. Okay? These are the immediate signs your body gives you when a song isn't aligning with your natural instrument or your emotional truth. It's the truth. And this is exactly the kind of thing we unpack and troubleshoot in the VEA community, getting personalized guidance on why that yes is popping up. That's why I tell people, when they join a VEA, post in the singer circle, get feedback, get response, because this is where you grow. Okay. Now, I want to show you exactly what this sounds like. So I'm going to demonstrate. Um, let me see here. All right. I'm gonna sing 2 clips. All right. Um, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so in one, I'm gonna try to sing a song that for my voice honestly feels like that goldfish trying to climb a tree. Okay. And it just doesn't naturally sit well. And then a song that feels like a monkey in a tree, right? Natural, a great fit. Um, and I just want you to listen for the difference, okay? Not just in my voice, but in the feeling and ease behind it. Okay? Ready? So I'm gonna start with the Michael Jackson song because I see that in the clip. Somebody so wrote Michael Jackson there in the chat, and I want to write. So here we go. Wanna be stuck in something, got to be stuck in something. I'll tell you, wanna be stuck in something, got to be stuck in something. Too high to get over, yeah, yeah. Too low to get under, yeah, yeah. You're stuck in the middle, yeah, yeah. All right, so now, was it terrible? No, no. Okay, now here we go. Here's my next one, and I'm going to sing. Let's see. I'm gonna sing a song called "I Can't Make You Love Me." All right, because um, I can't make you love me if you don't. You can't make your heart feel something that it won't. Here in the dark, in these final hours, I will lay down my heart, and I'll feel the power you won't. No, you won't. Right? That one. Yeah, yeah. Now listen, that first song, I love Michael, and I promise I was really trying to stay on top of that song, but that song stresses me out. Want to be stuck in something, got to be stuck. I try it, and it's up here, it's out of my comfort range. I'm breathing, I can't keep up, and and even though I love the song, it's really hard for me to sing that one. And I'm a vocal coach, okay? But this song, "Can't Make You Love Me," right? That feels a lot more, you know, effortless and more resonant, And I don't have to ask you what you thought. I know that that second one just went better. There's more vocal quality. There's more emotional delivery. Okay? Why? Because I can connect with it. That first song, it checks like two or three of those boxes for me. That second song, nothing. Okay? Make sense? I want you to try this. This is literally how, one of the ways that you can help to, discern, like, is this a good fit for me? Is this what I want to do? That's going to help you so much. Okay? All right. We're going to keep going. Are we learning? Are we having fun? All right. So let's find that sonic sweet spot. So we've talked about finding the right song that truly fits your voice, your story, and your comfort zone. So now let's talk about a game changer that often gets overlooked, but it's absolutely critical to owning a song. It's the key. Literally, the key. Okay? It's not about hitting the notes. Anyone can technically hit notes if the key is high enough or low enough. But that doesn't mean it serves the song, right? So for me, choosing the right key is about telling the story with maximum impact and ease, right? So it's about unlocking your voice's full expressive range, making sure every note feels natural and vibrant and powerful. Um, and here's a moment for you. Something that I've learned from working with hundreds of singers. We associate our favorite songs with our best memories, not our best mechanics. And what do I mean by that? We often get fixated on the original key of a song because that's how we first fell in love with it. That's how it sounds in our head. It's tied to a strong memory or a strong feeling. But ready? That memory, that attachment can force our voice into a key that's just not mechanically or expressively ideal for us. So so we're going to shift that perspective today, and we're going to talk about finding your sonic sweet spot. All right, we're going to talk about um, the key that lets your voice shine and not just mimic someone else's. All right, this is huge. This is how you take a great song and feeling to take a great song and feeling, all right, and make it come together. That's what we're after. We don't want to just say the right things or sing the right things, we want to find that key that's going to actually show off what your voice can do. I always tell people too, because we feel like we have to as singers, we feel like um, we need to. Uh, oh gosh, I had something really deep to say. We feel like as singers. Oh, there we go. Like for example, ladies, I just had a lesson today, and I was telling her sometimes they think that the only time you can hit like you're a good singer is if you're hitting the high notes. But if that's not where you live, if that's not where your voice lives, you don't have to live there. Show me a singer that can show the fullness of their range and express their range, right? And that's going to be someone that you're going to lean into. You're going to be like, whoa, like it doesn't matter if and if you need proof, like take a listen to like someone like Jessica Reedy, who is a full contralto. And she, my opinion, my views, my goals, my all of those things. Okay, like she is a contralto. She's not trying to hit these notes. She's not doing that. She's showing, but she's picking notes that are going to kind of show off, like I like to call her superpower. This is where her voice lives. This is where she can do the expression. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Okay. So if your memory is often tricking you into keys that don't serve your voice, then like, how do you find the right key? I want to expose something right now. Okay. Studio recordings are often very meticulously crafted to be perfect for the recording artist. Okay. So they might use some like vocal trickery. They'll use multiple takes, even auto tune to achieve a certain sound. And that's their masterpiece. But your live performance, your authentic delivery demands a key that makes you shine. All right, something that's showcasing your unique tone and your emotional depth without draining your energy or forcing a sound that isn't naturally yours. And this is where it's really common. I see this a lot. Women, especially altos, they often default to keys that are just simply too low, right? Because they're like, well, I'm a low singer, so I'm only going to sing low songs. But what they end up losing is all that powerful, beautiful resonance in their upper middle register. So I think a really good example of that is like Toni Braxton, right? So Toni Braxton has this incredible "Unbreak My Heart," right? But she can get low, right? Bring back the stain that bring back me out of the rain. She utilizes that, but she can still go up, unbreak my heart. All right, and now it say you love me again. So she gets that like beautiful like range and resonance. She's getting the best of all of the worlds, and so and a lot of times men, what we do is we like to choose keys that are too high, and we're constantly pushing into strain and sacrificing tone for perceived power. But we're going to fix that. Okay, we're going to find your sweet spot. Now, how do you actually do this? How do you experiment with keys to find what truly works for your voice? Well, the good news is we have incredible tools at our fingertips these days, and you don't need a full band or a recording studio or to spend a whole bunch of money trying out different keys and to find out which one works. Okay, a lot of these things right now we can do right on your browser. So I want to give you a couple of resources. Um, so a couple of my go-tos. So there's one called Transpose Pitch. Now that is a Google Chrome extension. It's phenomenal. Okay, and so you just get that, and then you can add it right to your browser, and it lets you change the key of virtually any song playing on YouTube or other platforms. And it's fantastic for quick experiments. I use it in my lessons. When we're looking for a version to like sing along to, we'll just go and I'll change the key right there. So that works for Google Chrome. Another tool you can use is karaoke-version.com. Karaoke-version.com. Matter of fact, I will type it in our chat to make sure we have it. Karaoke-version.com. Okay? So, all right, and that's a place that's really cool because it's like a treasure trove. You can like purchase backing tracks for thousands of songs here, and you can choose and download them all in a variety of different keys to suit your voice perfectly. And this works great on any browser, including Safari. And I think it's like $2.99 for like a whole set. So it's worth it. And then this is the newest one that I've started using. My buddy put me on, and it's called Moises. And this app is a game changer. So you can upload almost any song, and Moises uses AI to kind of separate the vocals from the instruments, and even lets you pull out the lead vocal. Plus, you can adjust the key of the entire track up or down. So it's like having a full band that transposes for you instantly. And yes, it has like this fantastic web version that works seamlessly in Safari and all the dedicated apps. So these tools are going to empower you to kind of truly explore and find the key where your voice feels free, powerful, and authentic instead of just forcing the original. You know, it's about making the song fit you, not the other way around. What a concept, huh? What a concept that we can actually make it work for us. Isn't that beautiful? Um, all right, we're gonna keep it going. Let's see. Oh, there you go. I'm just making sure you have this. All right, I have a really cool example to show you guys now. You ready? All right. So we talked about the original key isn't always your best friend live. And I've shared some powerful tools like Moises and karaoke version and stuff like that to help you explore. But now I want to show you exactly what this sounds like in practice. Okay, because this isn't just theory. Um, it's a real world impact on your voice and performance. So we're going to use a very popular example. Louis Capaldi, he has this beautiful song called Someone You Loved. And one of my students got me onto it. And when I first heard the radio version, particularly that like really high and gritty bridge, I immediately told, and I told my student, they're like, no, this is how he sings it. I was like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way he's singing that exactly like that live, night after night, without serious vocal wear and tear. Okay. So I want you to watch, we're going to watch a little bit of this clip here. Um, all right. You just let me know if you're having any trouble hearing or seeing it. Am I doing this right? Uh, Hold on 1 second. Oh, sorry. Hold on. I was pressing the wrong button. Let me try it over here. All right. Let's listen to a little bit of this. We're going to pull it up. We've heard this before, right? I'm going to jump right over to the chorus. Hold on. You're not here to get me. Now listen to this bridge. Listen. Listen to this bridge. Okay. Okay. And I try to close my eyes. I heard that and I was like, no way. Absolutely no way. Okay. Um, all right, so that's like the really challenging high note that's really up there. And when I heard that, I was like, oh no, he's struggling. Um, okay, someone says, oh, okay, it sounded far away. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry it wasn't loud enough. I'm gonna try my best to make it work. If not, I'll just I'll try something. All right. Sorry about that. It's not perfect, y'all, but take a listen to it when you get a chance. It's Louis Capaldi, Someone You Loved. Okay. And let me see if I can find what's happening here. I'm sorry about that, y'all. See if I can make it a little louder. Okay. All right. Now I want to show you this. So he sings that song. So this is key. Now the day bleeds and the night's on, and you're not here to get me through it all. Right? All right. Now let's take a listen. Let's take a listen to when he does it live. Oh, you know why? This is literally playing from my MacBook speakers. It's not even playing from the thing. I can't even fix it right now, y'all. I'm sorry. I'll try to pull it up as loud as I can. here. I'm so sorry about that. For some reason, it's being weird. Let me see if I can fix the audio on here in real time. If I can't, we're just gonna keep it moving. Um, sorry about that. Um, I was getting kind of used to the way. Yeah, it's saying that it's all coming from the same place. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. So you're not gonna hear it too loud, but at least we'll get an idea. Okay. So under all right. So right here, first off, um, so he's all right. He's a whole step down. Okay. All right. So he started in the track. He's when he's singing it live, he's a whole key down. All right. Let's keep that in mind first. Now, if you get to that bridge, I'm just bring my mic as close to as I can. Listen to this. Okay. Okay. Did you guys hear that? All right. So in the original, and I try to close my eyes. All right. That's what he was doing in the on the track. But here, and I try to close my eyes when it hurts sometimes. Right. And so what's going on? Well, it's not like he can't sing the song. It's just that that's not sustainable in a live setting. And that's what we have to get ourselves. We have to get out of the habit of feeling like we have to match the track because even the artist isn't matching the track if it's not working for them sonically. Does that make sense? Are you catching this? You picking up what I'm putting down? Now, for some reason, I feel like I just lost you. Let me just share my screen one more time. One moment here. Give me 1 second. All right. Okay. So I hope that that makes sense. I hope that you're picking this up. We're gonna keep it moving. All right. So next thing, um, just I want you to keep this in mind. You know, Lewis he lowers the key, he changes his approach for that challenging section, and that's not weakness. Okay, that's artistry. It's owning the song for his live voice and prioritizing vocal longevity and expressing freedom over replicating a studio trick. All right. Just because a song is in an accessible key, meaning you can hit the notes, doesn't mean it's the best key for you. Sometimes an accessible key can make the song feel strained or worse. Or worse, so simple that it becomes soulless. All right. So it might feel easy, but it loses its emotional punch, its color, its unique texture. The best key is the one that allows your voice to express in multiple colors, truly serving the story. All right. So, okay, I'll give you an example. So, I am a baritone. All right. I'm a baritone slash tenor. So, singing songs that are made famous by tenors, like songs like Stevie Wonder or Jonathan McReynolds, they can be a real battle. Right. So, I can sing them in the original key, but it often means living at the very top of my range and constantly pushing and feeling like I'm forcing my voice into a box. And it drains the color and the storytelling. So I'm going to sing all right, so I'm going to let me share this a little bit. I'm going to sing a song in its original key, which is accessible but not ideal, and I want you to listen for the tension, and then I'm going to do the same key in a key that works, and I want you to hear the difference. So I'm going to sing Make Room. Okay. So In the original key, it's a I find, I think it's up there. So it goes, I find space for what I treasure. I make time for what I want. And I choose my priorities. And Jesus, you're my number one. And I will make room for you. I will prepare for two so you don't feel like you can't live here. Please live in me. Okay, so like that's the original key or very close to it. All right, make room. Didn't sound bad. Check this out. I find space for what I treasure. I make time for what I want. And I choose my priorities. And Jesus, you're my number one. So I will make room for you. I will prepare for two. So you don't feel like you can't live here. Please live in me. Do you hear that? So even the original key, even though I could technically hit the notes, it often felt like a fight or one dimensional. But in the more suitable key, my voice had room to breathe. It had room to open up. It had room to find different colors. It felt free. And I could tell the story without battling notes, right? It's about vocal freedom leading to expressive power. Okay? So I want you to kind of like give me, I want to just check in. All right. Y'all put it in the chat, but just tell me like, what is something that you're taking away? Like what's like a little bit of what's my takeaway from this? What did this help? Did this matter? I've got plenty more. Guys, we're jumping in. I hope you're locked in because I'm gonna pour as much as I can out for you in this training. But like let me know, like, how is this hitting for you? Are you catching this? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Okay. In the meantime, we all right. So far, we've talked about how to identify songs, right, that truly unlock your maximum expression. But what do all of these, but what do you do with all of this? What you're going to do is you're going to build your secret weapon. Ready? Your song bank. Now, if you're a worship leader, that's, you're going to have to work with your MD or whatever and like say, hey, listen, these are songs that really fit me. These are songs I can really connect with, that really help. But if you are a gigging artist or you are trying to pick out songs, oh my goodness, this is gonna be so important because it's not just a random list of tunes you like. All right, it's a personal arsenal of awesome. Okay, it's your curated go-to library of songs you can sing confidently, anytime, anywhere. Okay, and imagine never having that moment of panic when someone asks you to sing or when you need to quickly prepare for an audition or a gig, right? So there's no more scrambling, no more last minute stress. You're just gonna have pure, undeniable confidence, huh? So this is an insight for you. The real power isn't in singing harder, okay? It's in choosing wiser. All right. And so building a strategic song bank is the ultimate act of choosing wiser because it's about proactive preparation. So you're never caught off guard and you're always ready to shine. So we're going to talk about how to organize this powerful tool so it serves your growth and your artistry on an ongoing basis. Ready? Are you ready? Let's keep going. So, how do we build this arsenal? Okay. We organize it. And we do it strategically. So I want you to think about your songs fitting into 4 distinct categories. Okay. It's not just about making a list. All right. You're understanding the purpose each song serves for your growth and performance. Okay. Just making sure I can see my comments here. Someone said, I don't even know how to identify the key that the songs are in. Like, I've learned it, but I forget it every time. I have an intuitive ear, not a technically trained one. That's my weakness. Hey, that's actually not a terrible thing, and it's actually fixable. I actually have a training called Tune Your Ear, Trust Your Voice. So definitely take that out, take that training as well. But also, if you don't know the key, you can always Google it. A lot of times they'll tell you what the key is there, and there are some apps that if you play it, it'll tell you what key it's playing in. And then even if you don't know exactly what it is, whatever the song is that you're hearing, okay, if you're coming down, like once you find the original key for it, whether you Google it or whatever, you can literally just come down. Like if you're bringing it down, right? You can even get a piano app where it shows you like where it is, and then when you bring it down to a certain, key, you can see what it says, and you can use that. But I will say, I want you to learn your keys. You don't have to be a master in theory, you don't doesn't, but at least learn, what your keys are, A through G, all the, and just learn at least where to place your voice, where your voice is placing. Okay. And if you need more help, I want you to DM me. I'm going to help you. Okay. So I've got so much to teach you guys. I hope you're loving this. Okay. Cause I'm loving it. So let's talk about the different songs. So first, you have your power songs. So these are your vocal showstoppers. Okay. So these are the songs that showcase your absolute best, your wow moments, and they highlight your vocal strengths, and they feel amazing to sing. And you can deliver them with confidence and impact every single time. So, like, when you need to impress or just to remind yourself how brilliant you are, you grab a power song. So, for females, like a song, like if you can go, think like, and I will always love you. Like if that's your song, or we could have had it all, or way make miracle work, promise keep, light in the darkness. Like whatever those songs are that you can, maybe it's Yeshua, like whatever that is, find that. If you're a guy, maybe it's like Uptown Funk gonna give it to you, or Living on a Prayer, or What a Beautiful Name It Is. You have songs that are like in the arsenal that you can pull. All right, so that's the power songs. Next are your storytellers. So these are the songs where your connection to the lyrics is the most important. So you might not hit the largest note, the highest notes, or do the most runs, but you can convey the emotion, the narrative, the heart of the song so authentically that people are moved. So these are the songs where you feel deeply connected to the message and you can just truly sing it like you wrote it. So for like, here's a fun one, like Jolene, 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 please don't take my man from me, Jolene. Or, something like, you say I'm loved when I feel that you say something like that. Or, I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you? Right? Or I can only imagine when that day comes, right? Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Those are really powerful storytellers. Okay. Then we have stretchers. And so these are the songs that challenge you, but maybe in like a good way. So maybe it's a song that has a tricky run, an extended phrase, or it pushes your range just slightly. All right. So these are the songs you're actively working on to develop a specific skill. So, and that might be breath control or your agility or extending your comfortable range. You're not performing this tomorrow. Okay. But these are going to be vital for your ongoing growth. They're your vocal gym. So a song like when Tasha, I hear the chains falling, for Break Every Chain, for those sustained power, or, oh, listen, I am alone at a crossroads, like that's all about dynamic vocal range and control. Or, I will raise a hallelujah, I'm gonna sing. All right, that song continues to push. That's for building sustained energy and vocal strength, like that's what those stretches are doing. You should have some of those in your arsenal. And then finally are your anchors, right? And these are your comfort songs. And these are the ones you can always rely on, even on an off day. It's like you're putting on your favorite, most comfortable sweater, Okay, so they might be simple, familiar, but like they're deeply ingrained in your muscle memory. And when you just need to sing for the pure joy of singing or to steady yourself before a performance, you reach for an anchor, something like a folk tune, like, um, darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Or amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Sweet Caroline. Ba, ba, ba. Like whatever it is, making sure you have something that's kind of like an anchor, right? And having these categories allows you to keep your song bank fresh and relevant, and you're always serving your artist journey or artistic journey. It's not about having endless songs. It's about having the right songs for the right moment and the right purpose. Okay? All right. I hope you're loving this because I'm loving this. Let's keep it moving. We're still in it. This is for you. All right. So we covered ground on organizing your song bank into power, storytellers, stretches, and anchors. So it's one thing to hear about it and another to actually start doing it. So I want you to actively engage with this right now. All right. And I want you to start the process. So I want you to just take a few moments, grab a pen and paper, or open up a note on your phone, whatever works. And your task is to choose 3 of these 4 categories, whichever ones resonate most with you right now. And for each of those 3 categories, I want you to write down just one song that you would place in that category today. Go on. And don't overthink it. Okay? What's a song that comes to mind right away for your power slot? Okay. How about for a storyteller? Mm-hmm. How about a stretcher? Something that's you want to work on, something that's going to stretch you a little bit. Maybe it's one that has a run in it that's like, oh, something like that. How about an anchor? What's your lean on me song? You know, go ahead and write those down. You know, I'll give you like 30 more seconds. I'm going to play something while we do it. Another 5 seconds. All right. And I want you guys to share one of them with me, 1 or 2 of those with you. Put in the chat. Okay. Um, all right. Yeah. Let me know in the chat. What did you pick? All right. So whether you got 1 song or 3, the point is you've started thinking about your repertoire with intention, right? It's not just about collecting songs. It's about building a strategic toolkit for your vocal journey. Okay. And if you started doing that, I'm so proud of you. Like, this is how we grow. She said, I'm so bad at picking these. Listen, look for the low hanging fruit, something that's like, oh, yeah. Even if you can't pick all of them, you got one. Okay. All right. It's okay. Take the pressure off of yourself. Find something that you're like, oh, I love this one. Or even if it's just, or even if it's the first one that comes to mind, where did that go? Mine Again by Mariah. Anything by Mariah is a stretcher, if we're being honest. Good job. Good job. Again, Mine Again by, yeah, that's a good one. Good. All right. That's what I want you to do. You're going to fill out this list. All right. You're going to fill this out and you're going to keep doing this. This is how you're going to grow. Power, I Have Nothing. Actually, I don't know if you don't have anything, but I Have Nothing by Whitney Houston is a great song. I have nothing, nothing. So there, boom. You can always use that one. All right. And if you don't have it right now, that's okay. You'll get it later. But at least now you're thinking. Anchor, okay, Alicia Keys, those are good. You guys are doing such a great job. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, let's keep it going. All right. So we're finding songs that are a great fit. Okay, we're getting them in the right key. You're starting to build your song bank. You've done the work to set yourself up for success. But here's where we move from good singing to truly impactful artistry. Okay. So many singers, especially when they're starting out, or even when they admire an artist deeply, fall into a very common trap. They try to copy the original. Mm-mm-mm. All right. They listen to the record 1,000 times, trying to replicate every single nuance, every breath, every run, exactly as the original artist did it. And while learning from masters is essential, copying them actually has a surprising and unhelpful side effect because it keeps you stuck. It makes you feel vocally insecure. Why? Because you're always comparing yourself to someone else's perfection, to their vocal fingerprint, to their unique artistry. You're always trying to fit their shoes instead of confidently walking in your own. And you're never truly being yourself, right? Here's the truth: your unique voice is your superpower. It's what makes you you. It's what makes your story your story. And when you try to perfectly imitate your favorite artist, you actually dim that superpower. All right. So this section is all about unlocking the art of authentic interpretation. And it's about moving beyond imitation and truly making a song your own. It's about leveraging your vocal fingerprint to tell the story in a way only you can. Okay, so we're gonna be hitting some truths into this section. I told you this is a full course, y'all. I hope you're eating. I hope you're eating. Make sure you catch these replays. This is good stuff. So you understand that copying doesn't serve your unique superpower, but how do you know when you're actually interpreting a song authentically? Okay, instead of just mimicking what someone else did. Well, here's the truth. Your voice knows when you're faking it, and here's the kicker: your audience does too. So even if you're hitting every note and your timing is flawless, if you're not connected to the story or the emotion, that disconnect shows up, and it's subtle, but it's real. And the performance might sound good on paper, but it doesn't land. It doesn't move people. So what does an emotionally congruent performance look and feel like? Huh? So here are three markers. So number one, the lyric feels true in your body, not just your head. Okay. So you're not just reciting lines. Okay. You're feeling them. There's like this kind of physical agreement with the message. Like your whole being is engaged, not just your voice. You know what I'm talking about? Like think of, oh, I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. Yeah. Like if you find yourself moving while you're singing the song without anybody, that's a really good thing. Okay. Your voice is like, yeah, we're here. Okay. You're already, in that, subconsciously agreeing with the song, jumping in, letting it become part of what you're doing. Okay. Um, Here's another one. This is crazy. Your facial expressions. All right. When they're honest and not staged, your face tells a story before you sing a note. So when you're connected, your expressions happen naturally, right? You don't have to perform emotion. It shows up on its own. Okay. I know. I don't think you guys haven't heard this before. Like this is like, think about that for a moment. Okay. And number three, your phrasing feels instinctive, right? Not borrowed. So like you breathe where you need to breathe, not where they're breathing. You emphasize what matters to you. You might even stretch or reshape a melody, not to be different, but because that's where your emotion lives. Okay. And when those three things align, you're not like performing a song anymore. You're telling your story through it. And that's when people feel you. Okay. So that's how you know when you're being authentic. You can feel it. Your face shows it, and you're singing it like you wrote it. Okay. It's your phrasing. Okay. Okay. Right. So yeah, you might enjoy it for the body movement. Maybe you can like express it that way. That's really dope. If you like the song, fantastic. Make sure that you can, translate it while you're singing it. I'm so proud of you guys. Okay, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. I'm loving this. All right. So by now we've got the song fit. We've chosen the key. We've built a little library of songs that serve you. But how do you actually own the performance? How do you go from sounding technically right to something people feel? And so this is where style enters the picture. And if you're in the VEA, you already know we go deep on this in the Sing It Like You Wrote It course. And that course gives you the full 5 elements of soul, which is the full roadmap for emotionally connected, stylistically true singing. But today, let me give you like a bite-sized framework that I call the 3 pillars of style. So it's like a quick access tool you can use right now to shift from imitation to interpretation. Huh? So number 1 is tone. Okay. So this is your vocal color palette. Are you leaning into a bright and clear sound or something warm and earthy? All right. Maybe breathy and close or rich and full. All right. These are the choices that change how your emotion comes across. All right. We're going to do something interactive right now. I want everyone in here to do this with me. Okay. So we're going to take the word love. We're going to say a phrase, I still love you. All right. Now, I want you to say it in a breathy, intimate tone, almost like a confession. I still love you. I still love you. Now, I want you to switch it to like a full bold tone, like it's a declaration or a plea. You know, I still love you. I still love you. Huh? Now, try it like a bright, pingy tone, like an upbeat sound, right? I still love you. I still love you. I still love you. Each one, right, gives off a totally different emotional vibe, and they're all valid. So those tones, they are reflected in your singing. You don't just sing songs with notes. You sing them with the texture and the stylizing as if you were talking or communicating. So if we were doing it pingy and high, we would say, I still love you. If we were doing it, like a confession, I still love you. If we were doing if we were doing it like a confession, I still love you. All right. All that tone, it told 3 different stories just like that. Okay. So that's your first pillar of style. 2 is your phrasing, which is your rhythm, your punctuation, your vocal attitude, where you breathe, where you linger, where you flip, how you give it flavor. All right. So let's try this. We're going to take a phrase. We're going to say, I can't make you stay. I can't make you stay. Okay. So first, we're going to sing it straight. So we're going to go, I can't make you stay. I can't make you stay. Go ahead and do that. I can't make you stay. All right. Now, I want you to breathe early and let can't hit hard. So you're going to go, I can't make you stay. All right. You're going to, I can't make you stay. Okay. Now, we're going to delay stay slightly. And we're going to add a little vocal scoop. All right. We're going to go, I can't make you stay. All right. Do it again. I can't make you stay. All right. Now we're going to drag out the you. I can't make you, I can't make you stay. Okay, like maybe you're holding back tears. I can't make you stay. Right. So every variation carries a different emotional weight and meaning all through the phrasing. Is that cool? Okay. So the third thing is dynamics. And it's not just about being loud and soft. It's your emotional arc. All right. When do you build? When do you hold back? When do you whisper truth? When do you explode with it? Right? Why don't we do don't walk away from me? We're going to use that. Okay. And so now we're going to say it soft. Like you're pleading. Don't walk away from me. Right? Now we're going to repeat it louder and more desperate. Don't walk away from me. Right? Now we're going to explode on the word me. Don't walk away from me. Right? That's dynamic contrast. That's tension and release. That's storytelling. Right? So when people say make it your own, that's what they mean. And in the VEA, we break this down even further so you can live in that space more confidently and consistently. But even just using these three today, tone, phrasing, and dynamics, it gives you framework, for telling your story on purpose. Okay. All right. We're doing really good, actually. I only have like a couple more slides here for you. All right. So now you've seen the pillars: tone, phrasing, and dynamics. All right, so now we're going to move from theory to experience. And this is where the magic happens and where you start actively shaping a song with your artistry. All right, I want you to try this. Okay, lock in. Here we go. So the goal here isn't to impress with vocal acrobatics, but to kind of show you how small, intentional choices make a massive difference in how a song feels and how it connects. And I'm going to just take one short line or phrase, like something simple and familiar, and sing it a few different ways. And each time I'll adjust just one of our three pillars so you can really hear and feel the impact. And then we'll put them all together. But here's the cool part. All right, I want you to do this with me. So right now, in your own space, choose one short line or phrase from any song you know. Something simple. It can be a line from a current practice song, maybe one that you just put on your list, something that comes to mind. It's your personal sandbox for this exercise, okay? And we're going to try these variations together so you can immediately experience the difference in your own voice, okay? So I'm going to give you a couple seconds. Choose your line, okay? You can do something simple like Amazing Grace, how sweet this sound, if you're struggling, Um, All right. You got your line? You got your line? Everyone got your line? Okay. Okay, cool. So first, I'm going to sing my phrase. Now, I'm picking Graves into Gardens by Brandon Lake. All right. And so I'm going to sing the phrase plain. All right. And whatever you do, you're going to sing your phrase plain too. So I'm not going to do any real stylistic choices, just the notes and the lyrics. And this is often how we start. Okay. Just learning the basic melody, and it's a great bass line. So here it is. I searched the world, but it couldn't fill me. Man's empty praise, treasures that fade were never enough. Okay, I think I'm in the right. I searched the world. That's what it's supposed to be. Okay. So now you heard that, and it's fine, right? And you did yours, right? So good. It's accurate, but does it grab you? Right? Does it feel like my story or just a story? Right? So probably not as much, right? It's just the information. And this is often where people get stuck trying to replicate exactly what's on the record. Now, just for a moment, try to sing your chosen line in the most plain, unadorned way possible, and just notice how it feels. Okay, good. All right. Now let's start making some choices. Okay, so let's play with tone. So remember, this is the color or texture of your voice. So I'm going to sing it first with like a breathy, intimate tone. I'm going to try it. And then immediately with a fuller, richer, more direct tone. Okay. So here we go. I searched the world, but it couldn't fill me. Man's empty praise, treasures that fade were never enough. Okay, I'm going to try another one. I searched the world, but it couldn't fill me. Man's empty praise and treasures that fade were never enough. Okay? You hear how just that change in vocal color can completely alter the message, even with the same notes? Incredible, right? It's like switching from like a pastel to a oil paint. Now I want you to try it with your line. Sing it with a breathy tone, and then sing it with a fuller tone. And then tell me what happens to the emotion there. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. You feeling the difference? And that's a great line, by the way. Oh, no, it ain't over yet. I just can't accept. That's a great line. All right. Next up, we have phrasing. So this is your vocal handwriting. All right. So I'm going to sing my phrase straight through first. Okay. Almost like a metronome. Then I'm going to make some subtle rhythmic shifts. Okay. So maybe I'll like delay a word just a beat or lean into a different syllable or stretch a note. So watch this, how the storytelling changes. Okay. So Um, I searched the world, but it couldn't fill me. Man's empty praise and treasures that fade were never enough. All right, that's how it's straight. I'm gonna try it. I've searched the world, but it couldn't fill me. Man's empty praise and treasures that fade were never enough. Can you hear the difference? Those changes in the rhythm, you know? Tiny decisions about when you sing a note or how long you hold it, or they completely reshape the emotional delivery. It makes it feel human and relatable. You're adding your unique take. It's like adding punctuation to a sentence to give it meaning. So now I want you to try your line. All right, sing it straight and try adding a small pause here or there or stretching a keyword. Okay, what changes when you're doing that? All right, what are you noticing? Nice, nice, nice. Okay. So, next piece. All right. So, you're doing great with the foundational shifts. So, now let's bring in that last pillar, which is dynamics. So, this is your volume and your energy control and how loud and how soft and where you build and the tension and where you release. So, I'm going to sing my phrase first, soft, almost a whisper. And then immediately with power to bring an explosion of sound. You ready? I searched the world, but it couldn't fill me. Man's empty praise and treasures that fade were never enough. Right? Isn't that cool? Those are dynamics and they're powerful and they create a journey for the listener. It draws them in, then sweeps them up in this emotional arc. So now for your line, try singing it really soft, almost like a secret. Then build it to this powerful full voice statement, and feel the difference. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Now, here's the magic. When you consciously bring all three of these pillars together, tone, phrasing, and dynamics, you don't just sing a song, you craft an experience. And that's what we're getting at. You're telling a story that's uniquely yours. And this is where your vocal fingerprint truly shines. And it's how you start to truly own the performance. All right, so I'm going to sing this and I'm going to put all of it together. Okay, all three pillars. You ready? So we have tone, we have our rhythm and phrasing, and then we have our dynamics. Ready? Here we go. Let me make sure I got my key. Okay, here we go. Ready? I searched the world, but it couldn't fill me. Man's empty praise and treasures that fade were never enough. Yay! Right? Right? That's my song now. Brandon Lake didn't write it. That's mine. All right? Makes sense? I want you to try it. Try for yourself. Try it. See if you can put it together. Even if it's not perfect, it's okay. You don't have to be perfect. We're working. We're building the skill. All right? This is how you stop performing like a clone. Okay? And you start performing like a storyteller. This is how you take a song that's been sung a million times and make it fresh and make it personal and make it yours. Okay? So I want you to put in the chat, all right? What's the biggest difference? What are you noticing? All right, either with my demo or when you're trying it. I want you to kind of chart and write down these things because I want you to be very present in this as you're growing with me, okay? All righty, all right. So, all right, cool. Let me just pull this up for us right here. Yeah. Okay, guys, we're just about done. I've got one more thing to give you. This is huge. This is really huge. You ready? Let's have some real talk. Sometimes you can do everything right. Pick the right song, lock in the key, even bring your own sauce to the style, and it still feels like a fight. You know that feeling? You're rehearsing it over and over. You're tweaking, adjusting, hoping it'll finally land, but it just keeps dragging you. Like it never quite sits right in your body or your voice. Anyone been there? Huh? Anyone been there? I'm sorry, I'm looking at a question. Now, how do I do it with a karaoke track? Real quick, before I jump into this full narrative here, how do I do it with a karaoke track? You can absolutely do it with a karaoke track. It doesn't have to be slowed down for you to do it. You just have to keep that rhythm in your head so you know. Um, and then you can just play with that. But it's actually better if you have the track with you because then you can find out where you can put your little bebops and your in your intuition, the things that make you sound like you. But anyway, here's a question that comes after you've done all the things, after you've done all you can, right? And it's still not working. The question then becomes, am I supposed to keep pushing or is this just not my song right now? And this is one of those hard calls to make as a singer, especially when you love the song because you want to conquer it and you want to prove you can do it. And sometimes that drive is exactly what helps you level up. But other times, that's stubbornness. And it's actually costing you. And the truth is, part of growing as an artist is learning when to release the struggle. hmm Not because you're giving up, but because you're choosing freedom. Huh? So when you stop fighting a song that's not serving you, you open up space for the songs that do. And the ones that feel like they were written for your voice, the ones that light you up and let you shine without all of that tug of war. So this next section is all about that, like how to know when the struggle is worth it and when it's time to let it go, like Elsa. Okay? Ready? This is one of my favorite slides coming up here. So, when a song feels like a fight, how do you figure out why? And how do you know if it's something you can fix or something you need to release? So, I've got this 3-part diagnostic I always use, and it's technique, mindset, or mismatch. So, number one is technique, and this is the most straightforward one. So, if you're running out of breath, or you're cracking on certain notes, or things feel tight and inconsistent, all right, it's not that the song's wrong for you, it's just that your voice doesn't have the coordination yet. Okay. Um, and that's where exercises and focus training comes in. That's why you're in the VEA. That's why you're going to be taking courses. That's why we're going to talk about leveling all the way up with some things that are going to really help push you to the next level. So for example, you're singing listen, and your voice flips. If you die, if you are, and it flips. All right? That's a technical issue. It's buildable. We can fix that. It's just it's not serving you right now. You're not doing the song justice right now. You will. So that's the first thing. That's technique. The second is mindset. All right, and this one's sneaky because technically you can sing the song, but emotionally you feel like an imposter. Uh-huh. Like you keep comparing yourself. You're overthinking everything. You're doubting your sound. So, for example, you're singing a song like, never mind, I'll find someone like you. But you hold back every time. Like, and you're actually wondering, like, do I sound believable? Like, is this even right? Am I doing this? Is this even your vocal cords are fine. It's your thoughts that are doing the sabotaging. I call it stinking thinking. All right. You're in your head. Okay. And so that's fighting you. All right. So that might be a mindset thing. Um, But then you have 3, which is the mismatch. Now, if you've tried everything and you love the song, but it never clicks and the phrases don't sit right, or the emotion just doesn't land in your body, okay, maybe you are like singing this big song, but every time you try to sing it, it feels like you're pretending. I mean, that's real, right? Um, It's like you're borrowing someone else's testimony. Um, that's not a failure. That's a mismatch. And releasing it is actually a win. And that's because it clears space for the songs that are meant for you. So when you can name what's going on, technique, mindset, or mismatch, you get clarity. And then you know whether to train it, shift it, or let it go. I'm telling you, that's what you do. You got to be able to clear out the things that you don't need so you can make room for the things that you do need and really build into those things. Do me a favor and drop it in the chat. If you've ever been stuck on a song and now you realize what the real issue was. Was it technique? Was it mindset? Or was it a mismatch? You know, throw that in the chat for me. Um, and yeah, I put that in because I want to hear, I want to see, you know. But these are the things that are going to help you lock in. Is this something that I need? Is this something that is serving me? Am I able to do this song, or is this just am I playing myself? Okay, it's like having the adult conversations, right? It's not. It's like having a breakup with the song. But sometimes it's worth it. Okay, you gotta. Sometimes you gotta lose to win, right? Okay. So while you're putting that in there, I hope that this is helpful. I got some things I want to talk to you guys about. So a lot of you are looking at the VEA for the first time. This is your first experience with me, you know, as a coach and, you know, working with you. And I hope you have been feeling the love that I feel for you for being here because I'm so happy you're here. But I want to help you here. Okay. Um, we've covered a tremendous amount of ground today. Tremendous. um, from understanding emotional resonance, finding your unique vocal fingerprint, choosing the perfect key, building a strategic song bank, truly interpreting songs with your own authentic style. I mean, that's a lot of powerful practical insight. And I mean, honestly, you showed up, you engaged, and you should be really proud of the momentum you're already building here today. So this workshop is the perfect example of the kind of deep dive transformative training you get every single month inside the Vocal Elevation Academy, or as we call it, the VEA. And so this is where the real consistent growth happens. So I want you to think about it. Today was just one session. Imagine having the level of support, insight, and community feedback, not just once, but month after month, right? So if you're here on a free trial, you've already experienced a taste of this incredible value. And by staying in the VEA, your full access continues without any interruption. This means you keep access to the entire Vocal Transformation Starter Pack, which is valued at $250. And you continue to unlock all of my past vocal workshops, like Sing It Like You Wrote It, Hit That Mix, Conquer Stage Fright, Training Your Ears, Master Your Belt, and many more. And you get replays of every training so you can revisit them anytime. But you know, beyond the resources, you stay connected to our incredible singers circle, which is a supportive community where you get peer sharing and you get feedback. I'll be in there. I've got people in there that are incredible singers. Some of them are trained by me. They'll give you feedback. And you truly belong to a group that kind of lifts you up in your artistry. And that is your place to get ongoing support and strategy for your personal vocal growth. So you've already started something incredible. And this is your time to keep that momentum going and to keep growing and to keep shining. All right. And I want to be part of that journey. I hope that you feel that, you know. So I want to, and because of that, I actually want to give you something a little special too. You ready? Cool, cool. So this is for everyone on this call. But those of you who might be feeling a little bit of a significant internal shift today, and maybe you're realizing you're like ready for even more of an intensive transformation, um, I want to offer you a special thank you. So this is completely optional, and it's only for those that really want to commit to serious breakthrough. If you're looking for like a high touch deep dive into rebuilding your foundational technique, improving your breath, your endurance, your range, your tone, and really shifting your vocal mindset, I want you to consider my signature program, which is the Vocal Transformation Challenge, which we endearingly call it VTC. Um, Normally, the VTC is $997, but as a thank you for showing up today and for being part of this community, for the next 7 days, I'm taking $250 off of it. You just use this code, own it 250. And I got split pay, y'all, so like you can have it, but it's literally just go into products, or go on to terrymichaelstudios.com. You'll see it. It is a breakthrough program. It's and VTC offers lifetime access to the entire course, weekly coaching calls with me if you need it. And it's designed for profound transformation. This is really life changing. This is where I pour everything I've got into making sure that you have real, scalable, markable, like, oh, my voice is different now experience. Yeah, and again, split payments are optional, are there and available to make it even more accessible. And again, this is for you. If you feel that deep tug, it's time for major breakthrough. No pressure, but this is a heartfelt invitation for the people that are ready for that next level. I strongly suggest you grab it because it's going to bless your whole life. Amen. Amen. Okay. And finally, for those of you who might feel really unique on your journey, or you might have like very specific questions about your voice, or your artistic path, and you feel you need a little bit more individualized conversation, if you're interested in exploring like private one-to-one mentorship with me, or you just want some custom feedback on your goals, I'd love to offer you a chance to connect with me directly. So I'm opening up a limited number